I'm Danny Wallace, and welcome to Be Inspired. We are here at the Impossible Manchester. We bring together the best speakers in their field to teach you all about spiritual connection, business growth, personal development. It is a one-stop shop for lighting up your life and your business.
I've seen Danny on Facebook, so I was curious to find out more about her and how she works. She's got an amazing energy to her.
I came today so I could sit in the audience and soak it all up, having spoke at the last Be Inspired.
I attended on Zoom in April and it was fantastic, and it had already changed my life at that point, so I knew that I just had to be in real life this time.
Be Inspired is an event where you can come and recharge, reinvigorate, get yourself plugged in, hyped up, ready to take on the world. Some people want to connect with their business and their mission message and share that to a wider audience. Some people want to reconnect with their story and use their experience as somebody else's survival guide. People often come to me and think, oh, I want to be a speaker on stage, and this process is so much more than that. We hang out like the weirdos, like the crazy people, the people that actually do something with their lives, that plug into things like personal development, safe spaces for us to grow, to learn together and to support each other.
I have loved every minute. I am super pleased that I've nailed what I wanted to do.
The whole experience with Danny, she really helps to pull that out of you, and she helps to make sure that you're prepared, and she's there like holding space for you the whole way. Although I thought I was going to get my pants.
It has pushed me completely out of my comfort zone, but I've done it and it's an incredible experience, and now I want to do more.
There are a few ways you can get involved with Be Inspired. One is to join the Be Inspired Mastermind. Every 6 months, I open up 20 spaces for 20 incredible people to share their business and their mission message, and also work with me to really hone their talks so they can go and get booked, reach more people and make more money, honey. Or if you're not quite ready for that, just come and be in the room where it happens.
Be Inspired has been just such an incredibly positive experience for me.
Go for it and spread your message, because really powerful things happen when we all get together and connect.
You've got to be here, be inspired.
If you're thinking about buying a ticket to this event, do it now.
You can join us at the next event of Be Inspired on the 31st of March and 1st of April 2022. You would be a fool to miss it. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I thought I'd start the opening titles with a little bit of a reminder of what is to come in the next few weeks. So it feels like a million miles away at the moment, but the 31st of March and the 1st of April are just around the corner. They are like, we're already, can you believe it? We're already the majority of the way through January. And that's what I want to talk to you about this morning. I want to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. It was Blue Monday on Monday, and what we've learned, or hopefully you guys will have come across some sort of explanation around Blue Monday. I wasn't able to get live because I was driving down to London to go pick up my body cast, and I did say that I was going to do a show, but a little bit later on I just didn't manage it. And it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you can't do the things that you set out to do, you plan to do, and that's okay. Equally, the day was amazing. We opened up finally we got the kickoff call for the Amplify Mastermind underway. That was phenomenal. Me and Deep Bajwa of Opulence Events, the Well Healed Coach, have joined forces, and we've got a mastermind that's now running until the middle of the year. So we was getting all the logistics sorted out for that. We was getting all the final bits and pieces put together, ready for our kickoff call. We've got the most wonderful people on it as well, which I'm really excited about. So Be Inspired is happening on the 31st of March and 1st of April. And why did I want to kind of remind you of that this morning? And the reason I wanted to remind you of that this morning is because what we do at the very beginning of the year, sometimes in the last week in the run up towards New Year, sometimes in the first week of New Year, we set ourselves these big audacious goals. We revisit our we revisit our vision boards. We will write out our goals. We will look at this year. 2022 is going to be my year. That's great, but you are going to need something to keep you buoyed along the way, right? So there's a reason why I put Be Inspired on in March. There's a reason why it goes on in September, October. And that's because they're the times where you ride in the New Year's resolution situation, and then a couple of months in, you might be feeling a little bit tired. It's time to plug in again. And events are the best way to get yourself charged up and ready for the next bit, the next quarter, the next level, whatever it is. So I want you to keep that in your mind when you're thinking about your year ahead of you. So Blue Monday is a PR stunt. Does anyone actually know that? It's a PR stunt created by the travel industry to get you to book holidays. And it was invented it's like 2014, 2015. It wasn't even that long ago, but long enough to have got it embedded in our psyche. I was seeing it everywhere this week. Oh, it's Blue Monday. Oh no, it's Blue Monday. It's the saddest day of the year. It's a week away from payday. Some of you will have got paid early before Christmas. Things are feeling really tight. If you spent Christmas on your credit card, then you're going to start paying for that now. And all of this, so we're going to feel a bit sad. Perk yourselves up, book yourselves holiday, right? That's the whole premise behind Blue Monday. It is utter bollocks. But that said, what we do is we make these goals for ourselves, and then we set off a couple of days in and we're doing really well, and then another couple of days in we're doing okay, and then another couple of days in, a week in, all of a sudden we realize we've fallen already back into the same patterns as we did before Christmas, when we said it was going to be all change in 2022. So I like to have this conversation at this time of year, just to remind you to reconnect. Actually, now is the time to bring that new year energy. Now is the time to be sitting and thinking, okay, so there were my goals. Where am I? Am I moving along? Instead of kind of setting the goals and leaving them out in the ether and then hoping that they're just going to kind of pull themselves off. It's not going to happen. We've got to regularly check in with these goals that we're setting ourselves. Monday was a full moon. Forgive me, I'm not jumping all over the place here. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. Monday was a full moon. It was a perfect time for there to be a full moon. Not that it kind of ever deviates from that 28-day cycle, but it was a perfect day because it was a couple of days in. It was on Blue Monday. For anybody that regularly sets their intentions, or for anybody that regularly watches this show or listens to this show, will know that I always, every couple of weeks, set intentions and try and connect with the things that I want to release on a regular basis. And I do that. It just so happens that I get reminded viscerally to do that by the moon. There's a new moon and a full moon every single month, right? So it gives me an opportunity. So what I'm really saying to you this morning, and I went straight in this morning, I didn't even bother saying hello to everyone. I will do that in just a second. What I want to say to you this morning is we've got to remind ourselves to regularly check in with these goals that we have set ourselves for 2022. There are some big, huge, crazy, audacious goals that I've set myself and the team here at IATQB and the Fly Anyway Foundation. There's going to be some massive things happening this year, and it's okay to not steamroller your way into the year. All right? You don't have to have these thinks, you don't have to have these plans, and then all of a sudden be in full on execution. That's it. I'm running, because you will be great for maybe a couple of weeks. Then you're going to get really fucking tired really fucking quick. So having these points during the year, for me, it's every couple of weeks, aligning the goals with it. Yeah, Carla, that's it. Love the idea of aligning your goals with the moon. It's just, everyone talks about the full moon. Everyone talks about the new moon, particularly on my newsfeed. So I'm being regularly reminded of these things, and I've attached my intention patterns and releasing patterns with that, I find that because I'm regularly connecting with these, I'm regularly moving forward, if not by leaps and bounds. And a lot of you see the leaps and bounds that I make, but sometimes incrementally. So the big goals for us this year, for me this year, have been around automation, or they are around automation. They are around a lot of you shout at me for working too hard, like you're working all the time, Dan. When do you ever step off? Like, I see that and I feel that, like I'm on the inside of that. So for me, getting automation in place, having everything watertight within the business, making sure that everything is really, really slick, that people have got opportunities to work with me that might not necessarily be me in direct and live delivery. So there's going to be some evergreen stuff that people can tap into. We're going to create that and pop that all on the website. There's lots of automation things that are happening so that I can free a little bit of bandwidth to be, to be with my family. It was amazing and heartbreaking last year that I was able to take 2 days out of the business and have things that were working around me and a team that was working around me to either rearrange or just press pause for a second whilst I, needed to do what I needed to do with the family last week. It's crackers, isn't it? What we do to ourselves. And we put the most pressure on ourselves right at the beginning of the year. So now, right at the beginning of the year has happened. Now what? What do we need to do? So choosing pivotal points in the year to re-engage, to rejuvenate, to charge our batteries, and actually planning those in advance is really, really helpful. So one of the great ways to do that, as I said right at the beginning of the show, is to get in the reel, get in an event, organize an event, be an event, be a participant in an event, or be in the audience. And we've got that for you, for everybody, for everyone that comes to Be Inspired knows it's a fantastic event and everybody absolutely loves it. It's fantastic. The cohort this time, I know I say this every time, and every time, never one of them let me down. The diversity of topic that we have coming to the table for this particular festival, for this particular celebration, for Be Inspired March and April 2022 is phenomenal. So not only are you going to be inspired, you're going to learn some stuff as well, some ways to access different ways of thinking. So we've got, everything from speaking about neurodiversity to finances and everything in between. So we've got something for everybody. We've got some great activists that are speaking this time. We've got incredible business minds that are speaking this time, nutritionists, wellness experts, spiritual experts that are speaking this time. So we've got a real brilliant mix of learning for you, and also connection. Bloody hell, let's get in a room. So I want you to stop what you're doing. Go to imthequeenbee.co.uk/events and get your ticket booked. You can either get a ticket for both days, or you can get a ticket for one day or the other day. And it's in Manchester. So it's at the Impossible Manchester. It's a full day event. Both days are full day events. So we kick off at 9:30 and we finish at around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then we hang out in the evening as well and have loads of fun. So lots and lots to look forward to where that's concerned. Also, in the middle of the year, we're taking that energy, we're taking that Queen Bee energy over to New York. Oh my goodness. So Friday this week, places will open. There are 10 spaces available for Be Inspired New York. What does that look like? So it looks like Be Inspired in the UK, but it's going to be in New York. So I know lots of you watch from America, lots of you watch from the other side of the pond and have asked me, Danny, are you doing this over the pond? And the answer is absolutely yes. So we're going to be doing the event itself is going to be first week in July. We've got an incredible venue. We've hired a cinema that we're going to be performing from, which is going to be wonderful. We've got a team that are working over there right now on all of the logistics, and whoever signs up will be working with me for the next 6 months to get us there. Going through the Be Heard process, going through the Be Inspired process, just as our UK cohorts are doing now, which is super, super amazing. So it's the same process as it would be for the UK, and then we're doing it over in New York. So anybody that's over in America, or if you know anybody in America who you think would benefit from working with me, from doing this sort of thing, who really needs this in their lives, tell them to get in touch. I did a post before Christmas to kind of moot it out, and there was lots and lots of interest for that, either to come over there. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do a mastermind day whilst I'm over there, whilst I'm in New York. And we're also going to do the event itself. So the event itself is the culmination of working with me as a part of an overall mastermind. So it's just 10 spaces on that. We're only doing one day. It's very exciting. But for anybody that wants to get involved in more ways than one, just let me know and I'll let you know what's going on and how to get involved. If you do know anybody over in the USA who you think needs a little bit of Danny Wallace in their lives to help them elevate their businesses, help them elevate their message, help them really get to grips with speaking on stage, they might have a TEDx in mind or something like that, then let them know that they need to get in touch for us to work together and to create that event. Of course, all of you are more than welcome to hop a plane and come over to watch Be Inspired New York. If you just want to be a part of it, you are absolutely more than welcome. But for those of you not wanting to travel, and for those of you getting involved in this one, 31st of March, 1st of April, they're the tickets that you need to get. IamTheQueenBee.co.uk/events. So they're big, exciting things. Tuesday next week is very exciting. I am filming for a thing on Tuesday next week. I'm going to be singing. I can't tell you what it is. Some of you have guessed. Please don't put it in the comments. If it's what you think it is, the answer is yes. But I'm not allowed to tell anybody exactly what it is that I'm doing. But for those of you that have followed me for a long, long time will know that this particular piece of work that I'm doing on Tuesday means the world and could be incredibly pivotal for everything that we do, the exposure that we have, the quality of work that we can put out to you guys, the quality of this that we get to do. You know, we get to level this up in so many different ways. So fingers crossed, Tuesday, I will need all of your love, and I will need all of your, what's the word? What can I ask for? For those of you that can kind of guess what this is, it's a singing thing that will be on the TV. I need, not like when you send me healing vibes, but not like positive vibes, winning vibes, like whatever that is. Like level up vibes, all of them, just all the positive stuff I need sending in my direction. For Tuesday, I'm taking all the family down. We're going to be filming, for those couple of days. So I can't guarantee a show on Monday. I can guarantee some lives. I can not guarantee anything on Tuesday, but it's really, really, really exciting. But yeah, I mean, looking at opportunities like this and PR opportunities throughout the year for me, and I work really closely with Joe Swan from Chalk PR on this. You fucking got this vibes. Yes, Amy Blaney. Yes, Jess Rowe for champion vibes. Absolutely. The thing is, ideally, in my mind, I just need to go and do a good job of that one day, and that one day could be really pivotal. So whatever happens after that is what it is. But actually, that one day, that one shot that I got could be really pivotal. The nice thing is, it's something that I've wanted for a long, long time. Look at me being really obscure. I'm so sorry if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. I can't be really like blatant or specific about it. But it's one thing that I've been, ever since I was very young, it's something that I wanted to be either involved with in some way, shape or form, in some capacity. So it's now, it doesn't feel, interestingly, it doesn't feel desperate. It doesn't feel like, oh, I need this. I've got everything pinning on this. It's the only way that I'm ever going to be able to, create a platform. Far from it. In fact, I think that's why now these opportunities are starting to serve themselves up to me. And this is really interesting learn, I guess, for this Wise Up Wednesday, is that I've worked so hard and so long at being prepared for this particular thing. And the minute that I didn't necessarily need it, in inverted commas, was, or at least, at the very least, I relaxed around it and didn't kind of pin anything on it, then actually those opportunities started to open up. And I wonder if that's ever happened for you guys, or if that's something that you might need to consider, that there might be something that you really, 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 really want, and you're almost holding it too close, you're almost holding it too tight, and you can't really welcome it in until you give it some space to breathe. And that might sound a little bit abstract, but it's definitely how I feel about this particular situation. So please do keep your fingers crossed. It would be really great to be able to, if anything happens on Tuesday that is good, then we get to celebrate that in the room at Be Inspired. Carla, yes, definitely relate to that. Oh, yeah, it's so interesting. And again, going back to the goals that we make ourselves, we write these lists out, we hold on to these things so tight that we can't breathe and they can't breathe. And so it's really difficult for that to kind of play out. Maria's just saying, just enjoy what's happening, the rest will follow. Sending positive vibes. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy Blaney saying, you're not clout chasing the opportunity. You've got the clout. You know your shit. You own your amazing capabilities within it. Now, my gorgeous friend, now is your time. Thank you. I don't know if it's just me, and this is definitely not. I'm not saying it just for the sake of saying it, but this year feels different already. Does anybody else feel like there's been a little bit of a shift as the old year has kind of passed and this new year has arrived? 2022 feels, for whatever reason, feels just a little bit different. It feels a little bit. I was saying to you guys the other week about pending magic. Like, I still feel that pending, even though last week was horrific. Like, I still feel this real sense of pending magic. There's something that's unfolding. Yes, Amy, it feels spicy. It feels crackly. That vibe is high this year today. Yeah, it feels like pending magic. And I feel like when people have been saying, what's your word of the year and stuff. And for some people, it's things like consistency. For some people, it's show up. For some people, it's us. For some people, it's family. For some people, it's, trajectory. And for me, magic I feel like is my word for this year in any way, shape or form. I've decided this year that, yes, whilst I have some incredible big goals, that I'm not going to hold too tight to it all. I'm going to allow it. I'm going to welcome it in. I'm going to allow myself to remember what I said to you right at the beginning, allowing myself to receive, be that friendship, be that abundance, be that money, be that health, whatever it is. But yeah, owning it. All shown, Rachel's saying, for all of our spiritual gods and goddesses out there, all shown in the astrology energy is changing. It feels it. Fiona, what are you saying? I feel like there's a sense of getting on with life now after 2 years of COVID misery. Very, very pragmatically, yeah. It's been 2 years of uncertainty. And I think when you live in uncertainty for so long, that's the only thing that becomes certain. And so we get to just kind of crack on with things again, right? Does anyone else feel that? Detachment, that's an interesting one. Who's this Facebook user? It's not you, Helen, that's thinking about detachment. Who's that? Maria Anderson is saying, it's your turn and your time. Yes, I feel it for 2022. Yeah, and I don't think it's just me. Is my thing evening or afternoon? I don't know. There's 2 filming sessions on that day, and I don't know which one I'm on. They've not let me know yet. So I'm not entirely sure, but we're there the whole day. I did find an MUA for the morning, so thank you very much for everybody who tagged. Abby May MUA got in touch. I got in touch with her, and she's able to do me face for the telly. So that'll be really cool. I'm having my face done. Because I posted a picture. There's something gone on with my brain this past week, and I think it's because there was everything that went on with the dog last week, and we essentially a loss in the family, and I found it really difficult to kind of show up in valuably with value for you all in the last week. So I reverted to time, just started posting selfies. Just started like, if I felt myself, I'd take a photo and say, hey, everyone, I'm feeling myself. Ensure a certain hope that somebody out there might feel the same way. Like get yourself a bit tied up if you feel like it. Take a photo, share it, feel yourself, like find yourself sexy. And essentially is what I did. I shared one of the photos from the boudoir shoot. I shared a couple of them actually. There was like a Beyonce style like pose that we did, and that's the kind of energy that I want this year. Kind of serious CEO, still having fun, loving what she's doing, you don't have to wear pants in order to do it, all of that sort of stuff. I had my makeup done for a family party, a family friends party that I went to on Saturday, and I felt good. Like normally I do my own makeup unless it's for, you know, a big shoot or it's for you know, for TV or what have you. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna get a pro to do my face. See if it looks any different. See if I learned something whilst I'm, you know, while I'm having my face. It turns out I did. And I look great. And a myth for me had been that I don't really suit fake eyelashes. I'm really blessed. I've got really long eyelashes. But she chose a specific set of eyelashes that just looked absolutely banging. And so like I learned something as I went, but I allowed myself to be looked after, and I really felt like I dried up in terms of value. I really felt like I dried up in terms of value. Like I normally like to, if I'm going to post something, I like to post something funny. I like to post something profound. I like to give you a little bit of an insight. I like to share things that I hope will inspire you a little bit. You know, this is what the point of the show is. This is the point of, you know, why I turn up on social media, is to hopefully inspire you, not just say, like I get annoyed and people get in my inbox and they'll go, Danny, I find you really inspiring. You inspire me. And I'm like, oh, good. To do what? What are you going to do? Move, do something with this inspiration that you have now. Don't just go, oh, Danny's doing a great job. You've inspired me. If I've ever inspired you, it's like, to do what? So yeah, the last week or so, I've really felt like, what can I say? I don't really want to. I'm doing all my great work with my clients at the minute. I'm really switched on for my clients, and Be Inspired is just coming together. And I've got speaking clients and one-to-one clients and mastermind clients for Amplify. And I'm so excited about the work that I'm doing. But what about my outward work? What about the outward motion? I talk about this. With my clients, it's all well and good working within the cocoon of your community or your audience, but what about your outward motion? And I just didn't feel compelled to. I feel like I've shared a lot in the past few months, in the past few weeks, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Monday's post was public service announcements. I'm now a hat wearer. Enjoy your day. And it just felt right. It just felt, oh, do you know what? Today's not a day to maybe share too much. And that was kind of what I've come to the conclusion of, that it doesn't always have to be. And again, I want to share this with you. It doesn't always have to be value driven. You've got to at some point jump in with a value. Otherwise, you're just massaging your own ego. Like, oh, here's me looking pretty. Here's me looking pretty again, everybody. Like, oh, here's a selfie. Everybody like me. But actually, to intersperse some of that with a little bit of humor, to intersperse the value with a little bit of, hey, I'm digging on myself today. Is anyone else digging on themselves? If not, dig on me. Yeah, it's been interesting, and always I try and reflect as much as I can to see what value I can bring you. What can I bring you that's a little bit different? What can I say to you on a Wise Up Wednesday? So there's a couple of things in reflection. So one is you need to plug in regularly to these New Year's resolutions. Now's the time that they start to feel like sand in your hands or water in your hands, and they start to feel like they're falling away. Now is the time to actually say, am I really still connected with this? Does this feel right? All right, what's the actions that I'm taking every day? What are the baby steps I'm taking? The other is that it doesn't have to be massive action. Like, has anyone heard, like, yes, take massive action when you're ready to take massive action. And it will fly in the face of the gurus out there, the Grant Cardones out there who's like 10x everything that you do. Actually, take fucking baby steps. If baby steps is what it takes to keep you moving forward. And then on the days when you've got the spoons and the energy, fucking fly, run like the wind, right? And I've said to Wallace this year, like, he's a baby steps kind of guy. He likes to tick off his tick list and get the job done. I'm like, keep the fuck up, motherfucker. Like, we're running. And then sometimes I'll be like, I need a week in bed. And it's allowing yourself to feel what energy you have and utilize the energy that you have and try not to force it. So I guess that's kind of the energy that I want to bring to you this morning. The message that I want to bring to you this morning, this Wise Up Wednesday, is recheck in with those New Year's resolutions. Are you still taking the steps, or was you doing what you do every other year, where it's a flash in the pan, and then all of a sudden you're 3 weeks in and you're thinking, oh, fuck, I'm not doing the things that I need to do every day. All right, come back to baby steps. Or do you need to put a rocket up under your ass? Do you need to engage with assistance? Do you need help with something? Do you need, for example, a coach? Do you need, and I can recommend all sorts of incredible coaches for you, even not from a public speaking perspective. You can look at Lisa Johnson from a passive income point of view. You can look at Dan Meredith from an all-around business point of view, or an energy and health point of view. You can look at, if you want to look at your health and your energy, you might want to look at someone like Louise Westra. If you want to look at your overall branding, you might want to look at somebody like the incredible Nikki James or Christine Kavanagh, or you might want to think more creatively about your business and really connect to the things that you're doing within your business. You might need some creative ideas. You might want to hit up my girl Jojo Smith. You might want to be reconnecting with yourself and how you parent yourself and yourself as a person, taking off all of the wife hats or the husband hats or the partner hats or the parent hats. You might want to check in with Nina A. Spencer and her community. There's all sorts of communities out there that you can start to lean on. So check in with those resolutions. Where are you with them? Do you need help? And if the answer is yes, holler out in the Hive. If you're not in the Hive already, it's my free community. We've got a couple of thousand of people in there who are all manners of experts on all manners of things. People who are multiple seven-figure earners. We've got people in there who are just starting out. But whenever anybody shouts up for something that they need, there's always someone who can point them in the right direction. That's what's the beauty of that space. And if you need somebody to help you be accountable for the year ahead, check that out. Look at that. Don't be frightened of investing in getting yourself some help to move yourself forward. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of these New Year's resolutions fall away, is because we do them and we think that we can do them on our own. And just as it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to create what you want to create. You can do what you can do on your own up to a point. And I'm sure some of you will sort of laugh at me and say, hey, Danny, no, I can do what I can do on my own. I don't really need anybody. Everybody needs somebody at some point. So having a community around you that can assist you is really great. Another community that I use is Lisa Johnson's. At present, it's called the GSD Society. The Get Shit Done Society, which is her membership. That she's actually having a festival towards the end of this month where she's going to be opening up her membership to a wider audience. And I know that that's going to be a really good, knowledgeable, safe space where you can invest in at a relatively low ticket, but you can get so much more out of just being in a community. So think about that. If you're sat there thinking, oh, I can't do all this on my own, you don't need to. You just need to have a look at who's around you. If you watch this show regularly, ask the questions in here whilst we're live together on a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Friday. You can say, Danny, who do you know? Guys, who do you know? I can share the question. In fact, you can utilize a minute now to do that whilst we're together. Nina's just saying, I bloody love you. I bloody love you too, babe. I'm waiting in my community to hold the hands of those who need to get their shit together. 100%, 100%. Pixie's saying, sometimes I just post to thank the universe for foods, right? What better place to throw something out to the universe than just throwing out a little status saying, hey, universe, cheers. Thank you for toast. I've done that on a number of occasions, and I'm really missing toast right now. If anybody's like wondering how I'm doing after my surgery, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. I'm now on soft foods. Praise the Lord. I can now eat stuff, which is great. But yeah, I'm feeling really, 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 really well. And if anyone does have any questions about the surgery that I had, which is gastric sleeve bariatric surgery, please do get in my inbox. If you've got any questions at all, I'm more than happy to answer them. All right, my darling. So that is today's show. That is today's Wise Up Wednesday. Yes, hold on to your New Year's resolutions. Don't let them slip out of your fingers. Don't feel like you're on your own. Baby steps if you can't make big waves. It's okay. It's all valid, but utilize the communities that are around you. Utilize the coaches that are in your space, and they are. Utilize me, for goodness sake. I will see you all later on. I'll see you on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up, and Rising Up. And if you are on the Be Inspired cohort, I'll see you later on. All right, my darlings. Huge love to you all. Go and rip it up this week, and I'll see you all on Friday. Take care.